did I have to give birth to such an ugly-looking daughter? Just the sight of your face alone causes me to want to vomit. When your older sister is considered one of the most beautiful women in this city, seeing your disgusting face every day makes me feel so sorry for myself and you.
Say things like that all you want, but I wasn't born into this world wanting this kind of a face. So could you please just stop saying things like that about me now? Can't you tell that it's all hurting me to hear that?
What was that? Are you saying that I'm in the wrong for saying such things? So after all I ever did raising you to become the woman you are, you don't seem to understand your appreciation for me. If you're saying things like that to me now, then I should have never taken such care of an ugly child like you. Now I really do feel sorry for myself.
Say what you want to.
Anyway, you are about to graduate from middle school very soon here. But someone as ugly as yourself doesn't have the value to move on to high school or anything like that. I'm going to send you away to go and work on a farm out in the middle of nowhere, and there you can make me back the money I had wasted on you all these years.
What? Are you serious about that?
Well, of course I'm serious about this. I want you to take another good look at yourself in the mirror right now. Just be happy that with a face like that, there is a farm that is willing to take a child like you to work. And then with that, you will no longer be a part of this family. So don't you ever come around any one of us ever again with that ugly face of yours.
No way. How dare you do that to me?
Shut your mouth and get ready to go.
So what you're saying is that I'll be working on that farm forever then? I'm going to become the daughter of some farmer out there pretty much? In other words, I'm just a useless child to you or something?
Ah, for someone as ugly as you need to stop it with all of those damn questions. I already made my feelings very clear to you. You really have such a hard time understanding context, don't you? The only way someone who can't study well and can't play sports will ever survive is by making money doing the worst jobs ever. So you go to that farm and you stay there for the rest of your life working in the mud, since that's the only thing good for you.
I see. All right, Mom. I'll try my best there.
And just remember to send me all of the money you make every month as a way of saying thanks to me for giving birth to and raising you.
You want all of my income then? But if you take all of my money, then how will I be able to support myself?
You think I give a damn about how you live? Oh, you are no longer my child anymore, so go ask someone else. And as for most of your things, I've already packed them in some trash bags and tossed them out of the house and into the front yard. If you want to take them all with you, go out, pick them all up before you leave this house.
You can't be serious. You're telling me that you just tossed everything outside? You can't seriously be doing all of this to me.
You will no longer have to come back to this house ever again, starting today. Also, in another hour, that farmer I was telling you you'd be working for will be here to pick you up and take you away. I had to make sure all your things were packed up in time for that. Now you hurry up and get yourself ready to go, because if you miss your chance, you'll be living on the streets instead. And just know that if the farmer says one day that he no longer needs you, you won't be welcome back into this house.
How can you do all of this so suddenly? I haven't even had a chance to say goodbye to all of my friends. You're so mean.
How am I mean when I went out of my way finding a place that would be willing to hire a high school dropout like you and house you? I would like it if you started to thank me for all of that right now. Now, there is not another thing that I have to talk with you about, so get yourself ready to work your ugly ass off at that farm forever. And if you choose not to do that, or the farmer doesn't want you anymore, you'll be on the streets for the rest of your life living in poverty. And I will not give one crap about you then either.
I understand that now. Then, this really does mean that you and I are no longer mother and daughter? And I'm going to become the daughter of that farmer when he comes here to get me, right?
That's what I've been saying to you this whole time. I'm not going to continue repeating myself to you like this again and again.
All right, Mom. Thank you for everything you've done until now.
I was kind of wondering why you had never come back to the house, but then I was told that you'd been sold off by Mom to some farmer. I'm laughing my butt off right now for that. I'm laughing so hard right now that my abs are starting to really hurt even. I see. I can't believe this happened. It must be so tough being that ugly.
Madeline, You're only realizing that I've been gone now? I've been away from home for weeks now, and it took you this long to notice?
Well, come on now. It's not like I ever cared about an ugly girl like you around here. To be frank, I always wondered why you hadn't just killed yourself yet when there's no reason for someone like you to still be alive. I started to realize these past few weeks that things at home had become so much better for the rest of us. I went and asked Mom why that was, and when I asked her, she told me it's probably because the ugly gremlin is no longer with us. That's right. She was right on the money about that.
I see. I'm so happy that you both are doing much better now without me. Now, are you just taking the time to text me now because you want to show me how much you've hated me? Or is it because the one person you could take all of your anger out on is no longer living with you anymore? So you've had to resort to making fun of them over text. Is that why you're wasting my time right now?
Well, that's also part of the reason why. It really does kind of suck that I'll no longer be able to use you as my punching bag anymore, though. But you know what? I was a lot more stressed having you living in the same house as me because I couldn't stand the fact that I had to be around someone so ugly. So not having you around anymore is a whole lot better for me. If anything, I feel so relaxed now that I don't even need a punching bag anymore.
Is that so?
By the way, have you still not been paid yet? I hear that there's still been no money coming from you yet, and that's starting to make Mom a little bit upset because she's really looking forward to it.
Have I been paid yet? I've only been working a couple of weeks here, and I was told by my boss that there's no need for me to send any of the money home to you guys, so you won't be seeing any in her bank account.
I hear what you're saying, but I also heard what Mom said. She said to me that the boss had said to her before that she was able to make the deal to send you over there. He said that he'd be willing to take you and put you to work, and Mom told him to make sure not to pay you a lot as a way of punishing you for being so ugly. Remember that the farmer pretty much bought you for $100 from Mom, right? He said he normally would never do that for anyone, but considering how much Mom begged him to take you away and put you to work, he was able to put a price on your head.
Right. I heard a little bit about all of that. And just like Mom had asked of my boss, he's not paying me much of anything at all, which means you guys won't be getting any money from me. I even told the boss about how Mom was still expecting me to send him money, which he got upset about because she already told him not to pay me. He then tried to get in touch with Mom about it, but she told him the same thing she said before to him about not having to pay me.
But you see, you still need to be paid a little and send that to us because of the money that Mom and Dad wasted on raising you, right? That's why Mom is a bit confused as to why you haven't sent her anything yet.
But then, why doesn't she tell the boss to pay me like everyone else in his farm instead of telling two different stories? Also, in the past, it was always you that Mom would pay for and never ever me. The only things I ever got were hand-me-downs from you and Mom, and whenever I did need something badly, I had to ask friends for them. My past was really tough with all of you because of that. Of course I was never going to complain though, since I was the one still being cared for by Mom and Dad.
Well, of course you never complained, because it was Mom and Dad who were letting you live. But you were still being fed with food they spent money on, so you'd better be thankful for that and ready to pay Mom back.
But remember, I was never loved by Mom. She really wanted to have a son, but instead gave birth to an ugly daughter like me. And ever since then, she never treated me like her own, always punishing me for something I never had any control over. It's really hard to ask me to thank Mom and Dad for a life like that, when it wasn't at all what I asked for.
There was no helping all of that, though. You're to blame for all of it. Mom was praying for a little boy, but ended up with a girl like you. And even though her first daughter was so beautiful, she ended up having a disgusting-looking younger daughter. Do you have any idea how much you disappointed Mom by being born like that? But she had no other choice but to feed and raise you, having already given birth to you. You need to show your appreciation for all of that now.
I suppose she did pay for a lot of the food I needed in order to stay alive under her care. But I was also forced to do all of the chores that you never ever did. And when Mom was in a bad mood, even if I did everything I was asked to do, she'd still beat me anyway. I was then forced to hide all of the bruises on my body and hope that nobody saw them when I was at school. That was all more than enough to pay her back for the food, right?
What are you talking about? What have you been thinking about while working out in the fields? I don't ever remember you saying anything about those kinds of things before because you were so much weaker, right? You are far too ugly to be talking like you know better than us, so how about you cut that talk out right now?
I get it. I'm ugly. But even if I am, I should still have basic human rights, right? I was beaten up all the time by the both of you, punching me and kicking me all day long. And from there, I'm now being forced to work on a farm for the rest of my life, while Mom expects to get money from me as she squeezes me dry. I'm not some sort of livestock, though.
Oh my God. I can't believe I just got to hear someone ugly telling me they're not some kind of livestock. That's something I wish I could have heard from you in person. You said all of that with a lot of force just then. Such a sad thing coming from someone so ugly, though.
You really have been like that all this time, Madeline. And even now, you're going to pick on and pester me like I'm less than human. Sure, you were born all pretty and everything. And sure, Mom and Dad loved putting all of their money into you over me. All while you had to sit there and harass me with the both of them telling you it was okay to. But you still weren't full of all that yet, and have come back at me again to make even more fun of my looks? What don't you have in your life that you want so badly from me?
What? I never said that I'm missing out on something you have. Things have just become a lot more quiet here at home ever since you were sold off like that. And so while I have this free time, I thought it would be fun to just pick on you a little. And also, I don't have a ton of money right now, so I've been thinking of ways to get more recently. All of the other girls around me have these really high-end bags now. It makes me so jealous seeing them all happy, while my bag is getting older and older as the days go by.
I can't believe you have the ability to say all of that without even feeling a little bit ashamed. I guess you and I really did grow up in completely different worlds from one another, even though we had the same parents and lived under the same roof.
Hilarious. Talking about how you and I have been living in totally different worlds. I never realized that you noticed all of that. While I was going to school and have always been this super popular girl, you became this outlier who nobody ever wanted to become friends with, right? And even though you had no friends, you never were able to study much either. And that's why everyone assumed there really was no future for you at all. Especially Mom and I.
That's because I never had time to study anything. The moment I'd get home from school, I'd be forced to start doing all of the chores. And then when Mom would come home, she'd make me do even more work for her. And by the time I had finished all that crap, there was no time left for me to do homework and study.
And when you started to realize that it sucked for you to be home, you stopped coming back after school. Then that led to Mom really getting pissed off at you and teaching you a lesson, right? And then she forced you to stay awake all night until you did finish your chores and her work.
At first, I thought you never realized any of that going on between her and I. But you did know everything about it, yet still never said a thing.
Because why would I say anything against something I actually enjoyed watching all the time? And remember that things like cleaning and doing other work is your job as an ugly woman, right? I knew very well that what you were going through had nothing to do with me.
I see. And I've had some time to really think about everything now, and me being able to leave that house was the best thing ever. So, could you stop talking to me forever now?
You don't have to tell me that twice, because I don't want anything else to do with your disgusting ass now. This is me cutting ties to you now, by the way. There's no reason for me to stay in contact with a little sister who won't even send us her money. So don't you ever come around us ever again, please.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Sarah, I hear that you've become one of the top performing farmers in the country. I got a message about that from your boss the other day. How amazing is that? I am very proud of you and what you've accomplished there.
What? Who is this?
What are you saying right now? This is me, your own mother. It's been such a long time since we last talked, right, Sarah? I'm so happy to see that you're doing so well out there on that farm still. I guess I really did a great job of raising you then, and you did a very good job yourself working out there like no other.
My mother? I'm sorry, but my mother is the boss's wife, and she told me she only ever calls when she wants to talk. She's been the one who has raised me the most after all these years, and helped make me into not only a good farmer, but a great woman as well. Because of her ability to not only be strict, but also understanding of me, I was able to become a very successful farmer and one of the best in the U.S. That is all because of her and her husband, who I call my father now as well.
What are you going on about right now? Your real mother, the one who went through all of that pain, carrying you around in her belly and giving birth to you, was me. To think that somewhere like a farm would be the place where you'd finally be able to shine and become someone outstanding. Back in the day, I never expected such things from you.
None of that has anything to do with me being talented or anything like that. I was just taught by my mom and dad how to perform at my best when going out to do work, and that's what got me to where I am today. And even if some of this were due to talent, that talent was obtained from none other than my boss and his wife. They were the ones who watched over me for the past 15 years and helped me hone my skills. And I was always told not to ever give up, no matter what. Had it never been for what they'd done for me, I wouldn't be sitting in the position I am now.
Oh my goodness, I really did have the wrong idea of you. To think you've even become so confident now that you can say such things as that about yourself. Now, you are much more successful than back in the day and are someone I can surely brag about, almost like you've become me in a way.
I have quite literally no idea what you're talking about right now. I'll say this one last time for you. My mother is not you, but rather the farmer's wife who has raised me for 15 years now. I'm not sure what all you may have heard about her from me, or about me myself, but I have nothing to do with you now and never will again.
I don't ever remember raising a child that would ever say such heartless things like that to me. I think the way you're acting right now is not okay whatsoever. Are you telling me that you have no appreciation towards your real parents anymore?
Would you please cut it out with that BS right now for me? Whatever happened to people being a little bit modest? Because people like them would never ask others what happened to the appreciation they should have for one another. All you should be saying is that you are happy to see me in good health and nothing more. Thank you for checking up on me. Now, I have a lot going on as a successful farmer, so I must get going now.
Why are you being so distant with me right now? I am your actual mother of all people, and it should be all because of me that you have become such a wonderful woman now, right? Therefore, it doesn't have to be much, but could you please send me some money?
Wow. I kind of figured that's what all of this was going to be about. I knew that you would never get in touch with me again, unless there was going to be something in it for you. Allow me to be very upfront with you on this. No. You said it yourself long ago that you were cutting ties to me forever, which means that you are in no place at all now to be asking me for some of my money.
Don't say such things as that to me. I have finally come around to realizing a lot of things, all right? I should have been treating you the best all that time instead of your older sister. I really do regret never giving you the chance to shine at all back then, all because I found you a bit too ugly for my taste.
What kind of bullshit is all of that right there? For someone that physically and verbally abused me for years and years, the only reason you'd be saying things like that about me now is because something ended up happening to your beautiful little Madeline, right? I know what's going on here, and I will not be fooled by you.
For someone in your position, you shouldn't be speaking to me like that, right? But look, I am very surprised by what I've seen. My cute little girl being so absorbed into a male whore like that. And now she's left us with nothing but debt because of the amount she spent on him. She left us all in debt and ran off somewhere to disappear with that man. Even if I tried going out to look for her, I never would be able to track her down.
Oh, is that right? How about you start asking around, and I'm sure someone will be able to give you some leads. Just say that your daughter was kidnapped by a male prostitute, and I'm sure you'll be able to find them. But you asking me to help you with all of that isn't going to get you anywhere.
There is no way you should be taking all of this as though you have nothing to do with it. You are family to us and the only person I can count on for help. You're one of the most successful farmers in the U.S., right? That must mean you have all sorts of money that you have no clue what to do with.
And even if I did have that kind of money on me, it wouldn't be meant for someone like you. And I sure wouldn't be wasting any of it paying off the debts of some dumbass woman who used to use me as her punching bag back in the day. Remember? She is the one you went and raised her whole entire life. So that makes her current actions your responsibility, right? You were the one that should have taught her about things like ethics and how to handle money, but you never did. Therefore, you're now going to have to deal with the outcomes of your mistakes, not me. I, just like you guys, have cut ties to you all, which means none of your family problems have anything to do with me.
Please don't say things like that to me. You have a lot of money, right? Enough to at least help your parents get out of this mess. So please, use some of that to save us now so that we can appreciate you for what you've done afterwards. I'm going to be destroyed by this debt if nobody comes to help us, okay?
Then how about you get crushed by that debt and learn the mistakes of all your actions? That's kind of the point of things like crippling debt. It's meant to teach those who have been far too irresponsible a lesson on life. And it is not something you should be looking to others to help you with. Not at all. With that all happening due to your lack of good parenting in the past, you need to accept the outcome and stop trying to fight it.
But I wasn't the one who got into all of this debt.
But you're the one who spoiled the girl too much and led her down the path of getting into debt like that, right? That's the kind of thing that happens when you don't do your job as a parent correctly. You should have taught her about how getting into debt is a bad thing, and if you do have to pay it all off as soon as you can before spending more. But you never taught Madeline how hard it is to pay off things like debt, nor did you tell her how to take care of herself properly. So all she was able to take away from her childhood was that anytime she got into financial trouble, you or Dad would be there to take care of it for her.
Even if you say that to me, look, I didn't think things would end up like this.
And now that she's gone and really gotten into some debt, you will have to deal with it for her. The only kinds of families I'll be willing to send my money to are those who are really in bad situations. Like those where both the parents have done all they can to fight back their debt, but outside conditions continue to hold them back. Or they've been met by some kind of natural disaster and have no money to rebound from the effects. Those are the families I really want to help out with my money. But when it comes to a family like yours, where you only ever think about yourself and your pretty daughter and spoil her to the point she doesn't even understand debt, setting you on the path towards self-destruction, I have no money that will go towards saving you at all.
Please do not say that about us. Please, Sarah, I'm in a lot of trouble now. I will apologize to you for everything I've done in the past.
If you really are in need of some help, then cry out to the world asking for it, instead of trying to beg your victims for their hard-earned money. I have cut ties to you all now, so don't even try getting back in touch with me after this. To be honest, greedy and self-centered people like you are best getting a taste of what hell is like now, so that you may prepare for your future. You never are going to get my help, so please shut the hell up about it. After all of that conversation was ended, I went ahead and blocked her number and made sure to delete her contact information from my phone. And since then, I have no clue about what really ended up happening to her or her husband. And when it comes to my sister, Madeline, well, let's just say that she's a completely different story. I hadn't actually blocked her since the last time we talked, and so after 15 years, she was texting me again about wanting to know where I was living so that she could bring her fiancé along and introduce him to me. However, having already spoken with my mom and knowing that she wasn't actually going to get married to him after they ran from everyone and were trying to hide from their debt, I told my sister what I really knew was going on, and she never sent me another message again. And just like that, I think that Madeline lost the chance she thought she had at finding somewhere safe to hide and live, and will be on the road forever. As for what my boss and his wife did, in order to get the last laugh in all of this, they went ahead and sent her one last message thanking her for sending them her daughter. Of course, this really upset her because she knew that she was being picked on by someone else for once, and exploded sending them these massive texts about how she wanted me back and all of that. But instead of sending her a reply, they just blocked her. As for myself, just knowing that both my mom and my sister would be going through even more hell now after all they'd done to myself and each other, I felt really good, like a ton of weight had been lifted off me. Now, I'm going to head back to the life I'd been living for the past 15 years, of helping out my boss and everyone by making this new plantation he helped me buy even more profitable than it had already been. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. And we look forward to seeing you with the next story.
Hey, Kelly, do you have a second?
What? I'm busy right now. I'm watching anime. Is there a problem?
You're always watching anime or playing games or something. It's something important. Can you please listen to me?
So what? You're seriously such a drag.
It's about your manners while we eat. Marcus copies you. I really wish you'd change a little bit.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Marcus is 3 years old right now. It's important that he eats a lot to get his nutrients. That's why I want to teach him the correct way to eat, with the right manners and such.
I see. Good luck. I think it's all in vain, though.
What do you mean?
That's just your ego talking as a parent. Just because you teach him how to eat with manners now, who knows what kind of behavior he'll have in the future.
Okay, that may be so, but I'd still rather him at least have a foundation he can work off for now.
So what is it? Something important you wanted to talk about? I don't think that has anything to do with me. If you want to teach him yourself. Just because I live with you doesn't mean I have to do anything with Marcus.
I want you to help me out. I want you to help me out, Kelly.
What? Help you out? It's your own damn child. Raise it your damn self. Trying to ask other people for help? You're way too spoiled, I think.
That's not what I mean. I just don't want you to do the things that we are actively telling him not to do.
What the hell? Why do I have to be careful in my own home? I shouldn't have to hold back on my own actions.
I understand how you feel, but Marcus stops eating dinner when he eats his snacks past 3 p.m. I make sure that he only has one snack a day. And you're eating his snacks, aren't you, Kelly? Every time I go buy things for him, you eat them all up before he ever got a chance to get at them. He's pretty upset about that. You always eat right before dinner, too. He was crying the other day because he thought it was unfair that you were the only one that was able to eat before dinner and ate all the snacks.
So what? What's wrong with eating what's available to me at my own parents' house? I'm a grown adult. I get to eat what I want to eat when I want to. Just teach him that he can eat what he wants when he wants once he's older.
I don't think that's the problem. We don't eat any, and Mom and them don't either.
It's totally up to me if I want to eat or not.
Even while we eat, you said that he eats too slow. So you started stealing and taking things off his plate that he likes. I really wish you'd stop that. He is literally 3 years old. He can't eat at the same speed as an adult. I feel bad for him.
It's his fault for not touching it at all. I thought maybe he didn't like it, so he left it. He should have just said something on the spot.
You should understand that. Arguing in front of your own child is not good. And didn't my husband tell you something?
Yeah, he might have said something. I wasn't listening though. But how does that have to do with me? I was just a little confused. I have no reason that I should be listening to you complain. It's literally my own home. I should be able to do what I want. And if you don't like it, just leave. And take your stupid kid with you.
Huh? That's really taking it too far.
I lived in my house for the longest time. Suddenly, some random person showed up out of nowhere. That's how I feel. Invaded. Do you understand?
I mean, that's true, but we've already been living together for over a year. Sometimes my husband talks to you, but you never seem to change your behavior. So I decided I would talk to you myself. This isn't good for Marcus either. I don't like seeing Marcus being that upset. It's literally every day that he seems angry.
It's not every day. Besides, my mom also said that when you're not around because of work, I'm looking after your little brat. You don't feel like you owe me at all? You should probably start to think about all the implications.
I know that Mom looks after him, but she was the one that wanted us to live with her to begin with. If you think that's the case, maybe you should start taking care of the house too? Right now, it's just Mom and I doing everything.
What? Why the hell should I help? The married and wife should do that normally. You shouldn't be putting so much pressure on my mom. You need to work harder. You use work as an excuse. You shouldn't be skimping on the chores around the house. And you better work harder to not cause any problems. You don't even cook well enough. I'm sure that's part of the reason that Marcus doesn't eat faster. You're really just this useless wife. And I think everyone talks about you when they mention married and wife problems. You really do come off as a useless mother.
You're really going to go that far? You're right, probably. To you, Kelly, You don't even have any job to use as an excuse.
Huh?
You're past 30 with no job. You literally just stay at home watching games or watch anime. Before we started living together with you, Mom was taking care of all the chores all on her own, even taking care of Dad. Apparently you never helped out around that part too, right?
Who wants to be taken care of by their own daughter? That's why I just left it alone. If he wanted me to help him out, I would have. No matter the case, though, it has nothing to do with you. It's family talk and family business.
Actually, I started living with you guys to help me take care of your father. So it has something to do with me. Even after Dad passed away, I ended up going back to work, but that's besides the point.
It's so annoying having to live with someone who's such a drag.
You know, I really agree with you. That's why I was talking to your mother.
About what?
We're going to be selling your house.
House? Sell? What?
The house that we're all currently living in together, we're going to be selling it.
What do you mean? You're going to move? It's just going to be you guys leaving, right?
That's not what I mean. We're going to be selling the house entirely. So you'll have to find a new place to live too.
What? I don't understand. What about Mom? What about your stupid little family?
We're all going to be moving together. We're going to be buying a house and everything.
What are you talking about? It's Mom's house. You can't do that. We take such great care of Marcus. Are you going to abandon Mom still? You're seriously the worst person.
I'm not going to abandon her. I told you, we're all going to move. Everyone except you.
Huh? Mom too?
Yeah. The old house is getting too old anyway. Mom is getting a little too old too.
When did you decide on that?
After Dad passed away, we had a bunch of savings and insurance money. So she said she would help us out for the new house. I'm actually really being helped by Mom, so we're all planning on moving together.
What about me?
Yeah, about that. If I talked to you and you even showed a sliver of remorse, we were considering maybe moving with you. But even when my husband talks to you, and even when I talk to you, it seems like it never works, which means that we don't need to do anything. We have no obligation to help you out.
What the hell do you mean?
Mom is also saying that she's at her limit. She doesn't like seeing her daughter bullying her grandchild. She says it makes her wince every time she sees it. Even when we weren't around, you were bullying Marcus, right? Mom would tell you to stop several times, but you just never stopped until Marcus cried. We're also going to give up on you. You're a lost cause to us.
A lost cause? You can't just abandon me.
Can you leave the house by the end of the month?
Huh?
We have to get everything ready. I would really appreciate it if you started even a day earlier.
Where am I supposed to go?
I don't know. I don't mind lending you the initial fees that you need, but make sure that you work and give it back.
What do you mean initial fees?
The initial fees you need to rent a home?
You need to pay money for renting a home other than the monthly rent?
Of course you do. You've lived at home for 33 years. I guess you'll struggle a bit from now on, but make sure you keep at it.
Wait, hang on a second. You can't do this to me. I've never worked at all. I can't just go outside and work like that out of the blue.
Then use your amazingly lovely computer to find a way to make money using that. You can just Google anything anyway. Whatever, we're done with you. We are no longer going to take care of it.
What time will you be home? I want to talk about what's going to happen from now on.
There's nothing to talk about anymore. We've all taken PTO and we're taking a long break. Mom is with us and we're all taking a break on a cruise.
What? What about me? Why didn't you invite me?
Why don't you just eat the snacks that we left at home? No one is going to buy you anything from now on. So you'll have to buy your own food. First, you should probably lose a little weight so that you can find a part-time job and maybe try to find a uniform that you'll fit in. Alright, so that's that. You have until the end of this week to leave the house. Kelly's mother ended up helping Kelly to cover the initial fees to move into a new house for her. I'm sure Kelly thought that if she was cornered, her mom or brother would help her out, or so she thought. But because this jobless 30-something-year-old was mean to Marcus, no one wanted to be kind to her anymore. Afterwards, she lived in a cheap, terrible apartment and started working at a convenience store nearby. Apparently, she's lost almost 20 pounds from work. Because she stopped eating all the snacks when she was over 200 pounds, maybe this was perfect for her considering she needed to lose weight.
Hey there, Emma. I need to have a little talk with you about your conduct around the office. Do you realize that you're just a regular employee, right? You're not a supervisor or a manager or anything like that. And yet, I've heard that you were chastising my daughter earlier today. No, I'm just curious what made you think that it was appropriate for someone in your position to go and do something like that.
Hello, Mr. Sharp. I take it that you're talking to me about the conversation that I had with your daughter Lily earlier today, yes? Well, the thing is that she has been showing up to work almost an hour late every day for several weeks now. And while I'm not an official supervisor, I was tasked with looking after her while she learns the ropes of the job. So I was only trying to help her understand the importance of being at work on time. I wasn't trying to chastise or bully her, but I thought that she should know it wasn't okay to do that. In fact, I'm glad that you're reaching out to me about this. I was hoping that you could talk to her about this problem as well.
What in the world are you talking about? You have got a lot of nerve even trying to talk to me, your boss, in that way.
I'm sorry, did I say something wrong? I really wasn't trying to step on anyone's toes. It's just that I was told to show her the ropes.
And now my daughter is absolutely furious. Tell me, do you talk to my daughter in that same condescending tone when you try and show her the ropes? You should know that I'm her father, and I know very well that she's a capable worker who doesn't need someone of your standing telling her what to do.
I'm sorry, but are you telling me that I shouldn't have told her to stop showing up to work so late every day?
I'm the head of this division. Don't you think I'm already aware of when people are showing up on time and when they're late? If I had a problem with my daughter showing up late, then I would say something about it. Didn't that thought ever even cross your mind?
I'm sorry, I'm really confused here. Are you telling me that you're okay with your daughter acting this way around the office?
I'm telling you that you have got a lot of nerve thinking that you can go and yell at my daughter about how to do her job. You're nothing but a little peon in this company. You're a replaceable worker drone who seems to have forgotten their place.
Mr. Sharp, I'm really sorry if I've done something wrong. I didn't mean to overstep my authority, but I don't think there's any need to talk to me like this. I only told your daughter what I said because I was tasked with showing her how things work around here. Can we please just calm down and try to think about this a little more rationally? I mean, would you be okay with any other employee showing up that late? You've warned plenty of others not to be late. I was only taking after your example.
I don't care what you thought you were doing. The fact of the matter is that you talked to my daughter like that and now she's upset. So clearly, you don't know how to handle helping other employees if all you do is make them cry. What did you even say to her that made her so upset?
Mr. Sharp, I really don't know what to say to this except that I feel that this anger is really uncalled for. I really don't think there's any need for you to get this upset over what I said to Lily. And I'm sorry, but I still don't understand why you're even this upset with me to begin with. I was asked to oversee Lily as she starts working here. I have seniority over her just by virtue of how long I've been in the office. I really can't see how I did anything that would be considered inappropriate given my position in the company.
Well, it sounds to me like someone needs to remind you of how things work around here. Or are you just gonna keep up this backtalk until I have no choice but to fire you?
Are you really threatening to fire me just over this? I think that's a little extreme, don't you? But if the problem you're having is that I was the one who spoke to your daughter about being at work on time, then maybe you could talk to her about this problem. I think she would be more likely to listen to you anyways. Does that sound agreeable to you?
Oh, so now you're trying to tell me what to do as well? You really just don't know when to shut your mouth, do you?
Okay. I see that I've misspoken, and I'll make sure that nothing like this happens again. I'll return to work now.
How many times am I going to have this same talk with you? Huh? Well, last time was just that. As of today, you are fired from this job.
Mr. Sharp, are you really going to fire me like this? Because if you're serious, then I suppose I'll have no alternative but to leave. But you do realize that you're doing this all because I'm gently informing your daughter of how to act in the office.
Is that what you call all the horrible yelling and chastising of my daughter? I thought I already warned you about not doing that. But if you're not going to listen to a direct order from your real boss, then it's obvious I have no choice but to let you go. I just hope some trash like you learns how to listen to your superiors one day.
I guess we'll just have to see who the real piece of trash is, won't we?
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? You think that just because I'm firing you means that you could talk to me however you want?
I'm just saying that your daughter shows up to work late every single day. She never does any actual work when she's here, and I've only ever seen her on the phone. Are you really going to try and tell me that this isn't an employee in need of a talking to by someone?
I'm telling you that you've no right to be lecturing my daughter over every little tiny mistake she might happen to make while working here. It's not your place, and you need to learn some respect. You don't get to talk to people however you want just because you've worked here longer than them.
I suppose we'll just have to agree to disagree on what the actual situation is. But if you want my opinion, you're being far too easy on Lily. And it seems to me like it might also be your fault why your daughter is seemingly incapable of changing her ways.
So now you're gonna try and blame all the problems you have with my daughter on me? I really don't think I've ever had to deal with such an uppity employee before.
You know, your daughter actually told me the last time we talked that she was sick and tired of dealing with me and that she would have me fired. And now here you are, firing me. So I have to ask, is this because your daughter came to you and asked you to do this? And if she did she ever bother explaining to you why it is that she was being talked to by me in the first place?
Oh, this problem is much bigger than just you and my daughter now. If you really think that you could talk to your boss the way that you've been talking to me, then it's clear that there's just no place for you here. I don't ever want you to even step foot into this office building again. Do you understand me? You are fired effective immediately.
Well, okay then. If that's your final decision, then I won't spend any more time arguing my case. May I ask what you're going to tell HR and our managers about my firing? Because I think it might be difficult for you to merely be doing this because of how I treated your daughter. So, I'm just curious how you're going to present your case against me to the higher-ups in our office.
And just why in the world do you think I would type out everything I'm going to say to them here for you to read? I'll find a good excuse to tell them that will make them all go along with my decision. I'm in charge of this department, and what I say goes. The only person at fault here is you for daring to try and argue with me after I warned you to stop going after my daughter.
I'm sorry, but I really think that I've been very calm and collected this whole time. The only one throwing around insults and using aggressive language here is you.
Oh, why am I even bothering to talk to someone that I've already fired? Can't you just shut your mouth, pack up your desk, and leave already? I already told you that I never wanted to see you again.
Okay then. I understand. If this is how things are going to be, then I'll leave the office today.
Finally! At last you realize that even when fired, you still have to listen to me. I'm the boss in this part of the office, and my word is law. You wouldn't stop scolding my daughter, and now you're going to pay for ignoring a direct order from me. Now, get out of here and never ever come back.
I understand. I also understand that you're incapable of seeing things objectively and that you're not suited for the position that you have. So, you should know that you are going to regret doing this. I will make sure of that.
You're telling me that you're going to try and make me regret firing you? And just what do you think you can even do against me now that you're fired, huh? Besides, I'm in charge here, so what I say goes. It's literally impossible for me to make a bad call because I'm the one who is in charge.
Yes, you are the one in charge, and that's what's going to come back to bite you. Anyways, I'll be taking my leave now.
Hello, Mr. Andrews. I saw the message left on my desk that you wanted me to send you a message to talk about something. What can I do for you today?
I was just wondering where in the world my granddaughter has gone to.
I'm sorry. I don't think I'm quite following what you mean by that, sir.
Well, it really is quite simple. I'm talking about my granddaughter. I want to know where she's gone. Did something happen to her? I've been asking around, and everyone has been telling me that I should be talking to you about this. So, I would like an explanation of exactly where my granddaughter has gone to, Eugene. In fact, why don't you explain yourself to my face? I want you in my office right this moment.
But sir, I'm still really confused. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who your granddaughter is.
Are you blind? Or just illiterate? I said that I want you up in my office to explain yourself to me right this second.
Yes, of course, sir. I'm sorry for not leaving right away. I'm already heading towards the elevator as we speak.
What do you want now? You've already fired me, and I've already left the building. If I didn't leave anything there, I don't know what we could possibly have to talk about.
Emma, this isn't about you being fired. Well, it kinda is. Look, I just wanted to say that I'm very sorry about the way I treated you the other day. I may have overdone things just a little bit. I was hoping that we might be able to talk in person a little bit. Do you have some time where we could meet up to do so?
Well, someone's attitude seems to have changed quite a bit now, hasn't it? Did something happen to bring about this change of heart?
Again, I would just like to profusely apologize for the way that I was talking to you the other day. And I would also like to take this chance to invite you back to your position in our company. I had no idea that you were the granddaughter of the head of the company.
Oh, I see. This is all because you finally figured out who I really am. Is that it?
Please, you have to come back to work for us. Your grandfather ordered me to bring you back to the company at once.
Nah, I'm good. Thanks for the offer, though.
What do you mean? You mean that you won't come back to work for us? You don't want your job back?
I don't really see what the big deal is. I mean, I only left the company in the first place because you were telling me to. And now you're going to come back to me just 3 days later to try and beg for me to come back?
But I apologized for what I said. I really didn't mean to fire you. It was all just one big mistake. You have to forgive me. Your grandpa actually just came back from a long business trip, and when he arrived back to the office, he was really upset. He demanded that I go into his office, and he started yelling at me, asking about where you were and where you had gone to. It was only then that I realized who you really were. I really had no idea about any of this, so please, you have to forgive my ignorance.
Well, of course you didn't know about who I really was. After all, I was hiding my identity for just about everyone.
Well, then that just shows that I was truly acting out of ignorance. I really had no idea at all that you were directly related to the head of the company. So please, I'm begging you, again, to come back. Your grandpa is very upset that you were let go from the company.
Let's make something clear. I wasn't just let go. You fired me from the company, remember? I don't think my grandpa is upset. I think you are.
Well, yes. Okay, I suppose I am the most upset out of everyone here. So please, you have to come back. I'm begging you.
I'm sorry, but I've already given you my answer, and it's not going to change. I won't be going back to work there. You can go back all you want, but the fact of the matter is that I was fired. I can't just go back.
I'll have that you were fired erased completely from your record. It won't show that as having happened at all. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to return. We can pretend like nothing ever happened at all, and you can just go back to your old position. Not only that, but if you come back, I'll apologize to you in front of the whole staff. I'll even talk to my daughter and make sure she knows that she needs to work just like everyone else does.
So you mean to tell me that you could have done that this whole time, but you're only choosing to do so now? You know, if you had just done that from the start, then you wouldn't be in trouble like you are right now. But like I said, it's too late to try and change things now, so why don't you just give up already?
Please, you have to come back. I'm begging you. Please don't say no to this. If the company president finds out the truth about how and why you were let go, then things are going to get really bad for me.
Well, yes. I suppose if my grandpa knew how you were treating his staff, he would get quite upset. And you should also know that I'm his favorite granddaughter. Of course, even when I started here, he warned me that I wouldn't be given special treatment just because of that.
You have to believe me when I say that I really had no idea about any of that at all. I'm terribly sorry for the mix-up.
You really don't have to apologize to me anymore, you know. I already told you that it's not going to change anything. If anything, the company would be better off losing you and your no-good, lazy daughter.
You don't need to talk about my daughter like that.
But why shouldn't I when it's the truth? Of course, you're not better than she is when it comes to the way you both treat people.
Please, don't you think you're being just a little too harsh right now? I know that you're the CEO's granddaughter, but still.
I'm only giving you my honest opinion about the two of you. And I know that if my grandpa knew the truth about the two of you, that he would fire you both on the spot. And he knows how to pull enough strings to make sure that you never work in this industry again.
He wouldn't really do that, would he? I mean, I've been working for this company for almost 30 years. He wouldn't take all that away, would he?
30 years is nothing compared to the decades of life that my grandpa has put into this company.
Of course, I didn't mean to imply otherwise.
But that's just another reason why my grandpa has so much sway in the business. You might want to kiss the chances of you ever getting this high of a position in a company like this ever again.
Please don't do this. Surely we can work something out. You have to understand that I'm a father. I have a family to take care of.
That excuse might have worked on me if not for the fact that you clearly haven't raised your daughter right at all. And when she started working here, she was like the spitting image of you and all her awful attitude. I hid who my family was so that I could be treated equally in the office. You were encouraging your daughter to act however she wanted because of who she was.
Please, you really do have this all wrong. If I had only known who your grandpa was, then I would have never talked to you the way that I did. You have to know that I would have never said the things that I did. I would have never done any of this at all. I'm so sorry for everything. So I'm begging you, one more time, please come back.
And I am telling you the same answer one more time. Not going to happen.
Please, I'm asking as your supervisor to come back and work for us again. You aren't actually going to turn down a request from your superior, are you?
You still think you're my superior? How can that be when I don't even work for you anymore? The moment you fired me, you lost any power or influence you had over my life.
But, please, just do as I say this one time. That's all I need.
You really expect me to just act like nothing happened between us at all? That's ridiculous and unrealistic. I really don't have time to carry on with this stupid conversation any longer.
But if you don't come back, then I'm going to be in serious trouble. Don't you get that? If you don't come back, then both Lily and I might end up getting fired because of this. You have to come back and save us. You'll get your job back too. Everyone is going to win if you do this.
You're acting as if I would have anything real to gain by helping you. But you're only asking that I come back to save your own skin. You were the one that fired me, and now you will have to live with that decision. I told you from the very start that you were being unreasonable and that you'd regret this. Now, if this is all that you have to say to me, I would appreciate it if you just left me alone instead.
Please don't do this, Emma. I'm begging you. You have to come back. You have to save us. I'll even make Lily apologize to you. We're both begging you to come back.
And I'm telling you that you can keep your worthless apologies to yourself because I don't want them. Anyways, enjoy what time you have left at the company. I may be fired, but at least I'll be taking the two of you on my way out. And good luck ever trying to find a job for you or your daughter in this town again. After that, Emma went to her grandfather and revealed all. Upon learning the truth of why his daughter wasn't showing up for work, Mr. Andrews was furious and fired Mr. Sharp and his daughter right away. He told them that their names are going to be blacklisted and that no company in this industry would ever hire them again. Mr. Andrews approached Emma and offered her a position as the head of a new subsidiary being opened by the company. Emma agreed to come back as the head of the new company and was quickly being praised by her employers for her shrewd decision-making and empathy towards her employees. Mr. Sharp wasn't able to find a decent job after being fired, and even his wife ended up leaving him. In his mid-50s and jobless, Mr. Sharp and Lily had no choice but to take on several part-time jobs just to try and make ends meet.
Hey there, Hillary. I just saw that you made reservations at my husband's restaurant, but was that a mistake by chance? Or were you just too stupid that you forgot where you were making a reservation at? Rhonda, what are you talking about, and what makes you think that you can talk to me that way this early into a conversation? Well, I'm just saying, you do know that my husband's restaurant is one of the top French restaurants in the whole city, right? And I really don't think it's the kind of place that people of your standing can afford to eat out at. If you must know, we are going out to celebrate our anniversary. That's why we're splurging and chose your husband's restaurant. In fact, we're really looking forward to getting to eat out there since it's so difficult to get reservations in the first place. Wait a second, you mean that you were going to come in to celebrate yours and your husband's wedding anniversary? You were really going to come out to my husband's restaurant to do that? Don't you think that doing something like that to celebrate your anniversary is just a little, I don't know, childish? Not really. How is a dinner date with your husband childish at all? And even if it were, it's not really any of your business how we decide to enjoy our anniversary. And it's even less of your business to even be commenting on it. But you're the ones that are going to be coming to our restaurant, yes? So surely I'm allowed to have feelings about it. Besides, you know that a French restaurant is a very grown-up place, don't you? We can't have children like you and your husband ruining the atmosphere for everyone. Well, thankfully there won't be any children there anyways. My parents were going to watch our kids while we go out. So this was just going to be a date for the two of us, so you can rest easy knowing that no children are going to be there while we're at your restaurant. Wow, you mean you even went so far as to find sitters for your silly little date? But can you really even call yourself a mother if that's how you treat your kids? You just slough off having to watch them so that you and your husband can pretend that you two are kids again? Is that really what you think a good parent does? Rhonda, I think that you are acting absolutely ridiculous right now. I mean, what are you even complaining about at this point? The fact of the matter is that we called to make a reservation and the restaurant accepted it. I really don't see what the point is in dragging out the topic any longer than that. It's already done. More importantly, like I said, this really doesn't have anything to do with you anyways, so I would appreciate it if you could just mind your own business. You really have some nerve talking to me like that. Don't you know who I am, after all? I think that you're the wife of the person who actually owns the business that you're talking about. So I don't really see why you think you can tell my husband and I where we can or can't eat. So if you could just let my husband and I enjoy our anniversary in peace, that would be greatly appreciated. It's just really sad. I can't help but feel bad for you. I mean, I know how poor you and your husband really are. I bet that even if you two could eat at our place, that you would only order the cheapest things on the menu and then leave without even leaving a tip for the waitstaff. Why are you being like this, Rhonda? There is no need to be this rude, you know? And we are more than able to afford eating at your restaurant, thank you very much. I don't know where you got the idea that my husband and I were poor, but it simply isn't true at all. What are you talking about? Of course you're poor. I mean, I've seen the way that your son dresses. He only owns one shirt, and don't even get me started on talking about your fashion sense. They aren't rags, it's just that our son really likes that character from his show, so we bought him multiples of the same shirt. You sure do have a lot of excuses ready to go, don't you? You know that you don't have to lie to me, though, right? I am seriously getting sick of you, Rhonda. You need to stop making so many assumptions about my family. And I don't need you speaking bad about my husband or son either, do you understand? We are literally giving your business our money, and you still have the gall to insult me?
Did you really think that we were going to let you into my restaurant when you pulled up in a piece of junk car like that? I don't ever want to see you come near my shop again.
Is this Marcus? As in Rhonda's husband, Marcus? You have really got some nerve kicking my husband and I out of your place like that. Do you know that? But I guess you are the owner after all, aren't you?
That's right. That's why I had to throw you out of my restaurant like scraps to get tossed into the dumpster at the end of the day. After all, my business is my reputation, and I can't have people like you and your husband ruining it.
Well, you should know that Rhonda and I know each other, although I can't exactly say that her and I are good friends at all. But something tells me that you already knew that, and that's why you did what you did.
I don't care about who you know. It doesn't matter to me.
But then, I don't get it. If you didn't kick us out to make your wife happy, then why did you do it?
It is like I already told you. I have to protect my restaurant's reputation, and that means that I can't have any grubby little pores like you running around and ruining people's appetite. Folks like you shouldn't even be allowed to sit down and eat anywhere if you ask me.
Do you really hate people that are less well off than you that much? I know that your restaurant has a reputation of being really fancy, but I think it's just incredibly rude for you to be treating us this way. How can you kick out paying customers who didn't do anything wrong? What kind of business does that? Do you really think that treating your customers like that is going to protect the reputation of your business?
I think that kicking you out is the best possible thing I could have done to keep my real customers happy. Besides, it's clear that if I let you eat, that you wouldn't have been able to pay for anything in the end. You would have just caused a big scene, wouldn't you?
Do you mind telling me just why you think it's okay to look down on my husband and I like this when you don't even know who we are? I would have hoped that we could at least talk about this like adults.
If you think that you're worthy of being treated like that at all from me, then you are sorely mistaken.
And just what makes you say that? What makes you think that you know anything about my husband and I?
Oh, I saw all that I needed to do when your clunker pulled into my parking lot. That told me that all I needed to know about you two.
And tell me, is this a restaurant policy of yours? Because when we did pull in, we didn't see any signs about being judged by what kind of car we would be in. And if you must know, we were in that car because my husband and I were coming to your restaurant straight from work. But what I want to know is where you had specified the kinds of cars that were or weren't allowed to come to your restaurant. Because you can't just make up rules that the customers would have no idea about.
I am getting sick and tired of listening to these poor grumblings. What I want to know from you is why you sought to insult my restaurant by coming in that car of yours. You threw the first stone when you failed to show the proper level of respect to my establishment. Got it?
I'm sorry, but kicking us out is going to be the worst decision that you ever made as a restaurateur. You are finished after this.
Oh yeah? I would have liked to see you try and take me down. You can't do anything to me.
Oh, you're right. I won't be the one taking you down, though. That job will go to my husband. You might want to start looking into another industry because your restaurant, as you know it, is basically done for.
Ha 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 ha. You poor folks really say the craziest things sometimes. Do you know that? What could you or your husband do to affect my restaurant at all?
Well, you do know that my husband manages an important trading company, don't you?
What trading company are you talking about? Have you actually lost your mind or something?
No, I'm being completely serious with you. The fact of the matter is that neither my husband nor I are poor in the slightest.
But that can't be right. You showed up to my restaurant in your crappy little car. Only a poor person would have a car like that.
Well, we got a call from a client saying they needed some help moving some things, so that's what we were busy doing until our reservation. We went to go and help a client of ours so that we could protect the reputation of our business. Sound familiar? And thankfully, we could do everything we needed with that little truck, so that's what he used.
Oh, come on. You really expect me to believe all that?
I don't care if you don't. The fact of the matter is that it's true. And now my husband is going to make you rue the day that you were born. So prepare to kiss your restaurant goodbye.
I don't care what you say. If you're having to help out your clients yourself, then your company surely can't be that big. You're probably just mid to small size little mom and pop shop that thinks you're far important than you really are.
Do you have any idea what being a trading company even means? We move the goods that keep society flowing. So the French imports that your place relies on to promote itself as authentic, for example, are carried through our freight.
Wait, what? No, that can't be right at all. This is ridiculous.
Are you sure about that? I guess we'll see who is right tomorrow then, won't we? We're going to make you regret the way that you treated us. It's going to be too fun watching you crash and burn.
You really think that you can scare me with these empty threats? I'm not scared of you. I'll never be scared of what some pathetic little person who doesn't understand how the world works has to say to me.
Well, okay then. If you're really still not going to apologize after all I've told you, you'll just have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. I hope business goes well for you.
Hey, it's Hillary, right? You need to get in contact with your husband right away. How am I supposed to do business like this, huh?
I'm sorry, but you're going to have to be a little more specific with that. I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about. Besides, is that any way to speak to someone that you're going to have to beg for help?
You really think that you're going to get away with this? You're going to drive me into the ground at this point.
So I take it that means you haven't gotten some of the shipments of food you need to run your business for the day, right? I did try to warn you that something like this would happen, didn't I?
This isn't a joke, okay? Did you read the message that I sent you? How in the world am I supposed to operate my business like this? I know that this is your doing. You were the one saying all those weird things to me yesterday. But I need the food here now. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to open.
So then you're reaching out to me because you think that I can help you get those supplies that you so desperately need? Because honestly, I don't really feel all that obligated to help you out at all. And my husband feels the same way too.
Are you kidding me? I am being serious here. You can't do this to me.
In fact, we were actually reading some review of your restaurant last night, and while everyone seems to agree that the prices are high, the reviews of the food itself are quite mixed.
You're talking about my restaurant? That can't be right at all. And anyone who thinks that my food isn't good needs to have their tongue medically examined.
Are you sure about that? I suppose I can't exactly say for myself since you kicked my husband and I out of your place before we could make up our minds. After all, that was one of the reasons why we chose to go to your place to begin with.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
Well, I actually wanted to go to a different place for our anniversary, but my husband insisted that we go to your place. We were worried about having to take our children with us at first, and I told my husband that they wouldn't enjoy French food. But then, when my parents said they could watch our kids, there was basically nothing else keeping us from going.
That still doesn't explain anything to me at all. Just tell me why you're doing this to me.
Well, my husband really enjoys eating out at the restaurants that he helps supply food to, though if your character is anything to base your food off of, it must not be that great anyway.
Those two things have nothing to do with one another. You can't just judge my cooking when you haven't even tried it.
Well, I suppose it's far too late to try and remedy that now, right?
No. The problem here is that your husband is trying to hold me and my restaurant hostage right now.
And I'm not sure what any of that has to do with me, personally.
Oh, come on. Surely this has to go against some contract that him and I have had to have signed to do business, right? I order goods and he delivers them. I paid for a service that he isn't providing. Doesn't he know I could sue him for this?
You might have a point there if it weren't for the fact that you've been paying on credit for some time now.
Wait, how do you know about that?
Because the person you do your business with is my husband. Not that you even noticed when we were in the restaurant, though. Anyways, my husband told his overseers to stop any shipments to your restaurant until you've cleared your tab with his company. It's either that or you'll have to find a new supplier.
I don't believe it. Your husband would really do that to me?
That's right. But if you'd like to complain about it, I'd rather you direct your complaints to him instead. I can't really do anything, and I certainly don't want to read all your complaints through text.
Well, the only reason I'm reaching out to you is because I don't know how to reach your husband. And just how was I supposed to know he was some big business guy anyways? Besides, he can't just involve our businesses in what is clearly a personal dispute. It's cowardly!
Really? You think that doing something like this is cowardly?
Of course it is! What kind of professional even acts like this? It's just ridiculous!
That's funny, because I was thinking the exact same thing yesterday.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
Well, I suppose you've heard a little bit about us from your wife, right?
Well, sure, she talks about you now and then, but I only half pay attention, really.
And I suppose it's probably because of your wife that you think my husband and I are so poor, right? And that's what led to you treating us the way that you did. You didn't treat us like customers, you treated us like garbage.
But I mean, the truck that you guys come in was filthy. How was I supposed to know that you weren't really poor?
I don't know why you think you can guess that much about people's lives just from the car that they drive. But I guess that's all the reason you need to chase us out, though. Now you tell me, is that any way for a professional to act towards his customers? I don't think someone like you even deserves to have a business, personally.
So what? You're really just going to ruin all the hard work I've done because you don't like me?
No, Marcus. What happens next is entirely up to you. If you can find another seller, then you should be able to be back up and running by next week. Otherwise, you can pay the debts that you already owe to my husband. It's entirely in your hands.
Hillary, can you please tell your husband to stop this? I'm begging you.
You mean you want me to talk to him on your behalf?
That's right. If we can't get our supplies in right now, then things are going to be really bad. I don't know how long it's going to take to find a supplier that can get me everything that I need. I don't know how long my restaurant is going to stay open without the food coming in from your husband.
A very interesting proposal, but I think I'm going to pass.
Please, you can't do this to me. I'm really begging you here. I need your help.
And I'm telling you that I don't think I owe you anything after the way that you treated my husband and I. You and your horrible wife. Although I guess I see how you two ended up together now.
Okay, that is it. You could talk bad about me all you want, but you will not talk bad about my wife.
I think I just did. And I was really only being honest. You two really are a good match for each other, it seems. But don't worry. You aren't ever going to see my husband or I in your restaurant ever again. For however long it manages to stay open, that is. Have a nice life after that happens, jerk. After that, Marcus tried desperately to look for a new supplier to bring him the ingredients that he needed to stay open. Meanwhile, the bad reviews of his restaurant continued to gain attention as people wondered why the restaurant was closed on days it would normally be open. And why were they missing so many things from their menu? Needless to say, the restaurant was on its final legs. I heard that Marcus and Rhonda started getting into more and more fights after that, and in the end, they divorced. It was then that Marcus came to my husband begging for his help. But he simply ignored him. Marcus was only going deeper and deeper into debt until he was eventually forced to declare bankruptcy. But I say that he and his wife got exactly what they deserved. As for my husband and I, our lives really didn't change much. We offered special deals with other French restaurants in town who needed similar ingredients as what Marcus normally ordered from us. In this way, we didn't have to let any stock go to waste and were able to divert what Marcus would buy into other customers' businesses. And now, with Marcus's restaurant out of the way, there was actually a flourishing of French places to eat in town. So in a way, Marcus's restaurant failing has now put our town on the map as a hub of French cuisine. I guess it just goes to show you that you should never assume you're too big to fail.
Hey! What was that all about, Susie? What you just did was very dangerous, so can you please be more careful up there?
What is up with you talking to your mother-in-law like that? I didn't drop that flower pot off the edge of the balcony on purpose, you know. It just happened to happen, as an accident is all. My hand just happened to slip while moving the pot, and it fell. And you know us older people tend to have a tough time gripping heavier items as we get older. So you can blame that one on my hands being a little shaky today.
You keep telling me you're not doing it on purpose, but how many times has it been now since you've started doing that? How many times is your hand going to slip while holding those pots off the side of the balcony? Do you need me to come up there and take care of those pots for you?
Well, I'm sorry that I keep losing a hold of them. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's due to your balcony rail being too short, and that leads to me dropping the pots off them too easily. I've told you before that it's pretty dangerous having such short guardrails on your balcony. Every time I lean in to either place a pot down on the rail or pick one up, they happen to slip a little. And sometimes I don't have the strength to hold onto the pot any longer and it just falls.
And I can understand it being an accident if it was only one time that you dropped a pot, but it's been happening over and over, and only when I'm standing down here. If you really are having issues up there, then figure out a way to be more careful before handling the pots again. But I know that you've been doing all of that on purpose, so I doubt you'll ever stop coming out onto that balcony when I'm down here.
Stop trying to accuse me of something that I'm not doing, Melody. All I've been trying to do is help these poor flowers that you have out here look a little better, right? If it weren't for me, they'd all be dead by now, and the front of your house would look terrible with a bunch of dead plants all up on your balcony. So stop saying such rude things about me and be grateful that I'm even helping out.
You telling me you're helping my flowers is a bold claim, considering all you've done so far is drop about half of them from up there. Tell me, Susie, why are you only dropping all those pots only when I'm down here standing up the balcony?
And I'm saying no matter how much you try and question me, there is no good reason for it. It's just something that's been happening with me. All a bad coincidence. Now stop trying to play the victim card here when there is nobody trying to harm you.
Playing the victim card. What would happen if one of those pots were to land on my head? Things won't just end with me getting hurt. My life might be put at risk and everything due to those pots, and I would not be happy if it was due to you dropping them on purpose.
Well, that's only an if, right? So there's no point in continuing this discussion over something that isn't even happening. Not one of the pots that has fallen has hit you yet, so can we stop all of this? I promise that when one does hit you, that we can start to talk about what's happened.
I can't believe this. You don't even seem to be worried about what you're doing. If you're just going to continue dropping pots on me, then I don't think I can live with you anymore.
Well, if that's how you feel, then go right ahead and leave this house. I mean, it wouldn't hurt me any, considering you are a pretty useless wife. So if you were going to leave this house right now, it would go unnoticed, even by my son.
I knew it! I knew you were doing all of this as a way of getting me to leave the house. I don't mind you picking on me every now and again, but if you're going to start to try and harm me as a way of showing that you don't like me, that's where I'm drawing the line. Well, I don't want to be the one to leave this house, and I won't. I'll be bringing all of this up with Eric really soon.
Go right ahead and let him know about this. I haven't been dropping those pots on purpose, so he won't think anything of me.
What is wrong with you? Seriously, Susie?
So another flower pot fell from the balcony and almost hit you? I can't believe this crap. That old bag is really starting to show her age and probably needs to be left inside.
It's not because of her old age, Eric. She's been doing it on purpose when I'm under the balcony. This time was the third time it's happened. And she's never dropped them any other time besides when I'm standing right there underneath the balcony doing chores. Can you please say something to her about all of this? So far, I've had luck on my side, never taking one of those pots to my head. But at some point, my luck is going to run out and one of those pots is going to hit my head and I'll be done for.
Well, even if you tell me to, that old bag is telling me that she's not doing it on purpose, so I can't do much to stop her, right? And to be honest, she's always been kind of clumsy, so this is all just a part of who she is as my mother.
Well, if for whatever reason all of this has been an accident, we still need to address the fact that she's dropping pot after pot off the edge of the balcony, and it's both dangerous and costing us money. This is a serious problem, Eric.
Well, if you want me to think up something, let's do something about the guardrail up there being a bit too short. But look, getting that rail replaced will only cost us more money, right? Way more than just letting her drop a few $1 pots.
Then how about we just tell your mom that she's no longer allowed to go on the balcony? It's been dangerous to let her keep going out there without us doing anything, right?
But my mom loves to take care of flowers and plants like she's been doing. It's her one hobby that keeps her from getting bored. If we take that hobby away from her, she'd be left with pretty much nothing, right? Ever since Dad died, she's been left by herself and has a lot of time on her hands, which she likes to spend out there on the balcony.
If she wants to be with her flowers and plants, let's just put them all around the garden instead of on the balcony. Why does she have to be up there to take care of all of her plants? No matter how you try and think of it, the only reason for her wanting to be up there is to drop those dang pots on my freaking head.
Come on, my mom already told me. She said that having the plants on the balcony gives them more access to direct sunlight, and the flowers will bloom more vibrantly.
Whether she has them on the balcony or the ground around our garden, the sunlight is the exact same. She's just making up crap now. You were always on your mother's side, aren't you?
Well, I'm not trying to be on my mom's side with everything. It's just that this time, I really don't believe that old bag is doing anything like dropping pots off the balcony around you on purpose. She is a very kind woman, and she's taken great care of me ever since I was a little baby.
Whatever. I'm just wasting my time now talking with you about how your mom wants to kill me. Go right ahead and then suck up to your mom because that's all you're good at.
Wait a second. You're being a baby now. Hey, Melody. Come on now.
Again with this, Susie. Do you mind being a bit more careful when you're up there?
I'm oh so sorry. Once again, my hand just happened to slip. I am trying my best right now to be careful when handling this very large pot.
I can't believe you'd wait for me to come home from work just to drop that pot near my head. You knew that I'd be right under the balcony at this time, and that's why you let it loose.
I've told you to quit it with all that talk about me. All that's been happening recently is that my hands lose their grip on the pot and it falls right down to the ground beneath the balcony. I'm not purposefully doing it or anything, I promise. But was that the last one so close to your head? Just a little bit more to the left and I could have had you.
Stop all of that right now.
Oh my. It just happened to slip out of my hands is all. I didn't mean to drop that pot next to you on purpose. So please stop trying to act like I'm doing any of this to you. I'm getting really tired of you being a little baby about all of this.
If next time you hit me, I swear to God.
What? What'll happen if next time I do manage to hit you on the head? Are you trying to threaten me right now? Scary. I might have had to take you to court for trying to threaten me like that. Huh.
Go right ahead and try taking me to court.
Hey, what's gotten into you, Melody? I was just joking with you about that, yet you can't seem to take a simple joke. Maybe you need to take a pot to the head every once in a while to help calm your serious butt down.
Is that you telling me you really have been trying to hit me in the head with those pots?
I never said that I've been wanting to hit you in the head or anything. But if you don't want to be hit in the head by me, get out of this house then. I'm totally fine with you going away for good. But of course, if you leave my son, you'll have to kiss his income goodbye and live off your own money.
Sure. And that's why I'm going to leave. Living in this place with you is not worth any part of my health or even my life for that matter. I can't wait to be free of all these worries once I'm out of here.
So then get out of here, Melody. Huh.
Hey, Melody, where the hell are you right now? There's been an accident here. Right now, my mom has been taken away in an ambulance.
Oh? What happened to her?
It looks as though she fell from the balcony and hurt herself really badly. I'm not sure all the details yet of how this could have happened to her, but she fell off the balcony while holding a flower pot in one of her hands, and one of our neighbors heard the sound of her falling and called 911 right away.
Is that so?
Is that so? Are you not worried right now about the state that my mom is in? That old bag ended up losing a lot of blood in that fall and is unconscious right now. At this point, I wouldn't put this accident past being her last.
Well, that was bound to happen, right? I've heard that recently the balcony has been pretty easy to slip on, and that might be the reason why she fell. Haha.
You... What the hell are you laughing about? This can't be. Don't tell me.
Don't tell you what, Eric? Are you starting to think that maybe I was the one to push her off that balcony?
Well, look.
Why would I ever do that to your mom, Eric? Especially since she is your mom after all. But I will say this. It kind of feels good knowing that she fell off that balcony for once. Thank goodness. Happened to her before she could do anything to harm me.
Why the hell are you saying all of that? I knew it. You were the one that pushed her off the balcony and put her in this horrible state. It couldn't have been anyone else, and you're even laughing about all of this now.
It's been weeks and weeks of her dropping pots on or near my head on purpose. Only when I'm underneath the balcony. And when I told you that she was in fact trying to hurt me, you never batted an eye. Yet, when she falls off the balcony and has to be taken to the hospital in an ambulance, you're pretty quick to turn around and blame me, right? Such a great husband you are.
No, wait.
Eric? Do you even know where you stand right now? I'll just give you a hint. where you stand right now, you could have your job taken away from you at any minute.
You can say all you want about that, but there's no way, right? We promised that we'd never hold anything against one another within the company, and that's why I was okay taking that job from you. I had other companies that I was looking forward to interviewing for, but you told me that I should come and join yours.
Huh? You had a bunch of other interviews to look forward to, did you? That's strange, because what I remember is you couldn't find anyone to interview you for around 6 months, and that's why I offered you a job within my company. So what is this about other companies? And by the way, the one that took you and your mother in while you were jobless was no one else but me, right?
And I feel really bad for having to make you take us both in.
Therefore, you should be very thankful that I was willing to let you join my company and shouldn't be too hasty to blame me for something I didn't do. The fact that you even have time to be your mom's ally all the time is disgusting.
You were never this strict about things before. I think that you've changed from the woman I once loved and married.
Well, when someone has to go through multiple life-threatening events like having heavy pots fall on their head, they tend to change a little. Now, from now on, I'd like you to understand your position a bit better and listen to what I say to you instead of what your mother wants you to believe.
But that's... You and I are husband and wife, right? We are supposed to be equal in our relationship, right? What you're saying is...
If things are supposed to be as equal as you say they should be, then maybe you should have listened to me when I said your mom was dropping those pots on purpose. But of course, that won't ever make any sense to you since you're such a mama's boy. Well, if you don't want to go back to being unemployed and with a mother who will be disappointed in you after losing your job, then listen to what I say. Okay? If you end up losing your job, I'm no longer going to be nice to you and hide everything from your mom. Do you understand?
I understand.
Susie? How are you feeling now that it's been a couple of days since your accident? I hear that you really did a number on both your legs this time around. I'm sure they still hurt quite a bit, don't they?
You. What is up with that attitude of yours?
You're asking me what's up with it? Well, I'm just really happy is all. Seeing that someone like you has finally suffered from what you were trying to serve me, well, it makes me all warm and fuzzy inside.
You have no right saying something like that to someone who just had to be taken to the hospital. You knew about how there was a very high chance I never woke up again after what had happened to me, right?
Of course I knew about that. And that's why I sympathize with you right now. I'm sure had one of those flower pots you tried dropping on me actually hit my head, I'd have been in the same boat as you. Having a chance of never waking up ever again.
You were blowing things way too out of proportions there. You never even got hit in the head anyway.
That's right. I had some pretty good luck with me and never had to take a pot to my head. Susie, you were really trying hard to hit me in the head with those pots, right?
I've told you plenty of times now that all of that was not on purpose. Recently, I've just been having a lot of trouble holding on to those pots. And this past week, the rain had been nonstop, making everything on that balcony slippery. There are even times when you're not under the balcony where I will drop one of those pots on accident. So stop trying to make up loads of lies like that about me.
Of course, for a while there I was thinking about how I might have been overreacting, thinking that maybe I was just trying to be the victim. And that's why, to make sure I wasn't just making things up in my own head, I set up some security cameras overlooking the balcony to see what all was really going on.
Huh?
I've seen every time you've taken one of those pots in your hands recently and waited for me to pass under you to chuck them down at me.
That might have just been the sun's light reflecting off the camera lens.
And of course, with it just being video of you doing that to me, someone might say the excuse that the sunlight might have distorted the image. Or that the lens was too dirty and you couldn't see the picture clearly. So there really is no point to me having those videos at all, right? However, because of that, I made sure to have the sound recorded as well. Even if the ground is always under the balcony, you can still hear all the sounds of the pots crashing down below.
You didn't just record the video, but you had the audio recorded from those events as well? Why would you go as far as to record the sound like that? I would never do anything.
Are you sure? I missed again. That short line of words coming out of your mouth is very easy to pick up from the recordings.
That was just me saying that it was a good thing that those missed. That's all. I have not been trying to hit you in the head with those pots, I swear.
Is that so? Well, that's interesting to hear, especially when after watching and listening to those recordings over and over showed me the opposite. Well, no matter. Because it does not mean anything to me what you think you were doing or saying, as I'm still going to use both the video and audio recordings as evidence when I take you to court and sue you.
What? You'd sue me. But all of that isn't going to be good enough evidence for you if you take it to court. I told you a billion times already that I didn't do any of that on purpose.
Also, I took a strangely interesting video a few days ago. Do you want to see it? It's from 3 days ago on that night.
I don't want to see it at all. I haven't done anything at all, so why would I care to see your videos?
You haven't done anything at all, huh? You seem to really like to say that about all of this, Susie. Well, I don't believe one word of that. And do you know why? Because in this video, I have you down on all fours rubbing lotion and lubricant all over the balcony as though you were trying to make it all slippery. Ha!
What?
I'm assuming you were doing all of that in order to get me to slip and fall off the balcony, correct? But I guess that following day, you totally forgot about what you'd done out there. And so, as you went out onto the balcony to start tending to your plants and wait for me to come out and drop a pot on me, you slipped and fell over the edge. That's at least how I remember those videos going after watching them plenty of times, but does that string of events sound right to you?
I never meant for any of that, though. I'm serious.
I don't need to hear that from you anymore, Susie. I've already seen all I needed and heard everything I've needed to as well. And it's very clear to me that you were indeed trying to hurt me. Now, good luck with trying to get your legs back to the way they were before the fall!
What is all of this? You.
Hey Mom, it's me, Eric. Listen, I was just wondering if you'd be willing to just own up to you having dropped those pots on Melody on purpose for me.
What? What are you saying to me right now, Eric?
She told me that if you confess, she'll let all of this go. And that you writing that down on a document for her would lead her to not having to take you to court.
There's no way she's telling the truth. She wants me to confess to all of that just so that she can take me to court and sue me. What's happened to you? Is Melody starting to threaten my own baby boy now?
I'm only asking you to do all of this for your sake, you old bag. Now, please just confess to all that you've been doing. There's already enough video evidence of what you've been up to. So just coming out with your true intentions will make the outcome a whole lot better for you. I don't want for you to be taken away from me forever, Mom.
Eric? But I'm...
Melody made it very clear to me that if you're not going to own up to what you've been doing, that she'll sue you for every penny you have. And if she's able to do that to you, then things between you and I will be over. You understand that, right? Tell her that you were trying to drop those pots on her head, and that you were the one to lube up the balcony to try and get her to fall off. Just hurry up and confess, Mom.
Alright, already, I'll confess. I was trying my hardest to get those pots to land on her head every time she came beneath the balcony. And to try and get her to fall off the balcony the next time she came out onto it, I rubbed lotion and lubricant all over the place.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mom. I've been so good for nothing. And now you're going to have to pay for it.
What do you mean, sorry? What will I have to pay for? What is going on right now, Eric? Hey, please respond to me, Eric. Hey, what the hell is going on here?
Susie, I see that you're finally out of the hospital. Well, I'm on my way right now to come and pick you up from there, okay?
Hey, I've had enough of this, okay? I've already tried asking my son to come and help me, so please just stay away from me and let him come get me.
No can do, old lady. Right now, Eric is on his way back into work, and I'd never let him take time off to come out and get you. And since it's the job that I've had him relocated to for a while, he won't be coming back anytime soon to see any of us.
What do you mean you relocated him to another job for a while? Where the hell has my son gone?
I can't tell you that much. That's all a secret related to my company and a few others. And since he's my employee, I'd never, ever tell you where he's gone for work, as it might compromise everything.
Huh? He's your employee.
You didn't know that? Well, I suppose you couldn't have known, since I've been hiding that truth from you ever since he found himself a job. Or should I say, ever since I found him a job that would take him. He didn't want you to be disappointed in him for having to either be unemployed or working for me, so we both kept that fact from you.
Is that right? He should have just told me that he was a part of your company now. Then there could have been a completely different outcome here. How pathetic.
However, me keeping all of this a secret from you only led him to becoming more of a mama's boy and never believed that you could do anything wrong. So, I broke our promise of keeping this all a secret from you so that I could finally get you to understand the reality here.
Huh? So that means that you've just broken a promise with your husband, my son.
That's right.
What the hell? There is something seriously messed up with you.
Calling me messed up? How rude, Susie. I was just coming around to being okay with being your caretaker and everything while you're in that wheelchair. And it's going to be around 6 months that you have to stay in that wheelchair, right? Oh, I am just so excited to be in control of everything you do.
No. What's going to happen with Eric then? He'll be coming back really soon from work, right?
Well, from what I've heard, it'll be at least a 6-month-long transfer at that other job. So, you won't be seeing him until after you're out of the chair. But he said he'd do whatever it'd take to make sure you're okay, and that is all a part of it. Ha!
Don't tell me that you're holding me hostage.
Calling yourself a hostage now? How awful you must be to say such a thing about this whole situation. No matter how you try and view all of this, Eric is just being a good mama's boy by working away from home for a while to keep you happy. And not I'll be able to have so much fun with you. Just you and me.
What the hell? What is all of this? What are you? No way. I'm not going to go back to living together with you again. I'd rather live in this world on my own if it meant being far away from you.
Hold on. You can't just try running away from me now, Susie. I have a whole lot of evidence showing that you were going to try and harm me in multiple different ways. So, if you try running from me, well...
You're making that all seem a lot less worse than it was. I never actually wanted to harm you. Not that badly, at least.
Oh, you think so? Well, that'll all be up to the jury to decide if things have to come to that, Susie. And I'm sure that, unlike you, they won't see something like what you were trying to do as not being harmful to me. So, If you do try and take a step outside my house, we are going to have the most fun we've ever had together in that courtroom.
Ugh, You're seriously... Is this your way of getting revenge on me or something?
Revenge? What are you talking about now, Susie? Why would I ever want to get revenge on you? I've already told you that I'm doing all of this as a way of making sure you and I have some fun alone time together. Just the two of us.
Ah!
You can just forget about your son for a while now and come join me as we both live together under that roof, enjoying every moment of it together. That's right. The two of us can go out onto the balcony this time and really enjoy all of that gardening you've always been telling Eric and I you love so much. How does that sound, Susie?
I'm sorry. Melody, I swear to God that I'll act differently now after all of this. I'm so sorry.
It's a little too late now for you to come to me with those words. And it's not like you need to apologize to me anyway, because I've already forgiven you, Susie. Now just you and I can look forward to living under one roof together.
I don't... no way. I don't want to live with you alone. I want Eric there too.
Stop getting so worked up over this. Nothing about what we're going to do together is going to be scary. I promise. And you know how good I am with promises now, right? Oh, that's right. You told me before that taking a pot to the head might get me to settle down a bit, right? Well, how about when we get home, I drop a pot on your head? After that, I arrived at the hospital and picked up my mother-in-law in her wheelchair from the hospital before going back home. I told her that I'd forgiven her already for everything, which I had. And so before making it home, we went out shopping, and then at home we went out onto the balcony together to have some fun. And we would do this day after day with one another, having the best time of our lives. Susie was so used to giving her son all her love and receiving the same from him, and she let me know just how much she missed him. But Eric still has a while before he'd be coming home, so I told her to get used to life without him in the house for a change. And of course, I think it will be a lot longer than half a year before he's back home, since I made sure he had to work for that other company for at least a year. But that should give me more than enough time to have fun with his mom, and make sure that she's happy being alone here with just me. There have been a few times now where she tries to run away from me by going out the front door, but I've put a stop to all that pretty quickly. All I had to do was lock the door from the outside and did the same with the back door, and now there's no way for her to leave the house again, unless she tries going over the balcony again. Tonight we are going to have a little remembrance party together, where we can relive those moments where she tried to hurt me with those flower pots or the lube on the balcony. And we'll start by watching all those videos I recorded again, so that the memories are fresh in our minds.
Hey, Christine, how have you been?
Huh? Sarah? What are you messaging me for? We don't have anything to talk about anymore.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. We're best friends, right?
Yeah, ex-best friends. I don't consider you to be the slightest acquaintance anymore. Did something happen?
Don't be so cold. Are you still upset? It's been over a month. Why don't you forgive me already?
I'm not mad anymore, but I'm definitely not at the point where I can forgive you. To be honest with you, I don't even really want anything to do with you. I feel like having anything to do with you is just bad news anyway.
It's been over a month. Can't you just get over it already? We've been best friends for like 10 years. That tiny little thing won't be the reason our friendship ends, is it?
It's not a tiny little thing to me. The fact that you cucked me and slept with my husband is not small.
Cucked you? Oh my god. You're being a little dramatic, don't you think?
How else are you supposed to explain what happened?
Well, I just thought that he was attractive, you know? It couldn't be helped. I always felt jealous of you since you two were dating. I just couldn't give up after you married him. You could have just let me have him since I was your best friend.
I didn't know that you liked him at all. And before I knew it, he was dating you. He was asking me to break up with him out of the blue. Have you thought about how I felt?
You're being such a drag. But who cares? Your best friend is finally gonna get married. You should be rooting and cheering for my happiness.
Married?
Oh yeah! Did I not say? I was actually messaging you to let you know. We're gonna get married!
It's only been like a month, though.
Well, we've actually been going out for over 2 months. Besides, I've known your husband for almost 3 years now. You should be alright with it, right?
I see.
Yeah, we're going to have our wedding right away, too. I was really hoping that you would give a speech on behalf of my friends. Is that okay?
The nerve you have to ask me to do your speech at my ex's wedding.
Who cares? Come on. You're the one that got along with me the best. I would have never met him if it weren't for you either.
That's a huge no from me. I can't believe the audacity. You stole my husband from me. How could you say such a thing? I'm actually impressed by you.
Thanks!
I'm being sarcastic.
We actually put our marriage papers in the other day.
Really?
I figured I would tell you first. Both Malcolm and I talk about how you're such a great person. So, you be sure to find your happiness too.
Shut the hell up.
What? Do you still want your ex back? Is that why you're that mad?
I'm not mad, and I have no regrets either.
You're totally lying. You've lost that great-looking rich husband to your best friend.
Huh? Rich?
But it just means that I was the more attractive one. Sorry to break it to you. But I'm probably more attractive as a woman, and he wanted to make me his wife.
What the hell are you talking about, Rich? Is that what Malcolm said?
No, you should really understand that without asking. Besides, he even said it at your wedding. He's an employee at that big-time elite company.
Yeah, that's true, but that was back then.
What do you mean that was then? He's an elite worker, so he's definitely rich. We're about to move into a new home.
Where do you live now? Your house, right?
Yeah, but we're gonna move after this month. We're gonna start a family in a nice house.
Really? Well, congrats. Wish you nothing but the best.
You must be super jealous. You used to live in a dinky little apartment when he was married to you. Malcolm got married to me quick and is even building us a home. He says that he wants a home for when we have kids in the future.
I see. You're talking about moving into a house. He's literally going to move with you into his parents' house.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You're just gonna go live with his parents. He has no money left, so he wants to live with his parents, right?
I mean, that's true, but a nice house is a nice house.
You don't think that's weird at all?
What are you talking about?
He's saying that he's an elite worker. Why would he be moving back to his parents' house?
I don't really know the details that much, but I'm sure Malcolm has his reasons. He probably wants me to be happy, you know? I think he wants me to be happy in a nice house.
I really don't understand. You realize that he's moved from his old company over a year ago, right?
Huh? Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. He said that he was going to start his own business and started taking out loans.
Loans?
He was tricked and scammed by his friends in the end. He couldn't even start his business. Now he just works as a part-time temp, right?
What What the hell is that? I didn't hear about that.
I'm not even surprised. Why would you try to marry him when you don't even really know him?
You were married to him, though. You seem to be having a great time. You always seem pretty well off.
That was because of Malcolm, right? I was paying for literally everything when we were together. And then he cheated on me with my own best friend. Talk about an asshole.
Wait, you were paying for everything?
I'm just curious, but you didn't tell him that your parents run business, right?
I did tell him. Why?
Ah, that makes sense. That's why he left me and went for you. I was getting really tired of supporting him at all. I was actually considering getting a divorce. He must have known.
You wanted to divorce him? You were completely shocked, though, when you found out about Malcolm and I.
Yeah, because I thought you were my best friend, but you betrayed me. But thanks to that, I was able to sue him for damages and it all ended up well. I think he's ignoring my lawyer reaching out to him, but I've already sent the content certified mail to your house too. You better pay up.
Damages? I was just going to ignore all of that. You even reached out to my parents' house? That's literally the worst thing you could do. Please don't do that. I've already been chased off by my parents' house for several years now. If they find out about this, they would freak.
I see. I didn't know. Malcolm is drowning in debt and doesn't have the money to be able to pay rent. So he probably just wants to go home so that he doesn't have to pay rent. I think he's planning on living off of your money too.
I can't do that. I don't have any money.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to sue both of you. You both will pay up. You did this to yourselves. You better take responsibility for your actions.
I'm sorry. It was all my bad. I'll give you Malcolm back. I didn't even know that he had loans. Even if you want to sue me, I don't have any money. I'm going to quit my job next month. I can't pay anything.
I don't want him back. I've already divorced him. You already put in your marriage papers, right?
Yeah, we put in our papers today, but he's off at work right now.
Are you sure he's at work? He might even be at the slot machines.
I just called him and he said he was at work. But I definitely heard slot machines in the background.
I literally told you. But as soon as you tell him that your parents won't be willing to help you out, he might just let you go scot-free. I'm sure he was just after your money anyway.
That's so mean! I thought I was finally able to be a stay-at-home wife and live an elegant lifestyle like you!
Elegant lifestyle? I have been working my ass off. I don't have an elegant lifestyle.
I thought that you were living in an elegant lifestyle with the rich husband. I just wanted to be like you. This is so wrong.
So, in other words, you stole your friend's husband because you had some kind of delusion? That's just karma coming back to you.
I mean, that may be true, but please, Christine, I'm sorry. Save me. Please don't sue me or send things to my parents. I owe my parents a lot of money. If they find out about this, they'll seriously kill me.
That has nothing to do with me, does it? I really don't care.
Don't be like that. We used to be best friends.
Yeah, we used to be. Now we're even further apart than strangers. If you're suffering, I'll only think that it's your fault. You better rethink your actions and pay for all the damages I'm going to sue you for. By the way, Malcolm said that you'll pay for his part of the damages once you two are married.
What? I'm supposed to pay for Malcolm's half too?
I really don't care where the money comes from.
Please, Christine. I'm really
that now. I don't plan on letting either of you go with anything. So, I hope you're ready to pay up. They hadn't paid 2 weeks after they were charged for damages, so Christine started talking to a lawyer and formally filing for damages. Sarah's parents did feel like it was a little too much work to go to court, so they paid for Sarah, but they completely cut ties with her after that. As soon as Malcolm found out about that, he made Sarah go out and work for him, while also making her take out loans for him. She ended up having to pay for his damages because Malcolm failed at his startup. He seemed to have failed at everything else, too. Sarah had nowhere to go, so she ended up staying at Malcolm's house and is having to work as a lady of the night.